what's happening, everybody? Griff Hamlin here from Blues Guitar Unleashed. Welcome, thanks for joining me today. In this video, we're going to talk about a simple little Jimmy Page style 4-note sequence. Comes right out of A minor box 1, and it's a very common sequence that people like Jimmy Page use a lot. And there's a couple of really cool ways that you can kind of manipulate the beat and get some different sounds out of it. It's really not, it's neat how you can see how just manipulating the beat changes the lick dramatically, and the lick itself is fairly straightforward. So let me move over to the first example here. Very simple, you know, four note sequence, like I said. So we have, let me back off the gain a little bit. Right? Very simple little pattern. I'm playing an A minor pentatonic. Very simple, you know, lots of videos on how to play that. A minor box 1, right? It's, you know, the king of the castle, as it were. So we're gonna strike the first note, the 5th fret, the A, strike the G at the 8th fret of the 2nd string and pull off to the E, and then hit the D on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. A, G, E, D. Now, as a little bit of a side note here, a technique thing, really watch the pull-off for keeping it in time. There's actually a lot to be said for playing this very slowly. But very evenly. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. What you don't want is this. Where the pull-off is out of time, because just because you strike one note and so you do the pull-off really fast, you don't have to do that. It should sound the same. If you were to pick it, it would sound the same. Okay, and if you use your 3rd finger, I don't. That's a little bit awkward for me, but some people use a different fingering there. Not important, not important. Do what is comfortable for you. You should be able to play that pattern, kind of loop that pattern over and over and over again fairly comfortably. And it should be even, like I was saying. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So let's take that pattern, let's you know, spice it up a little bit. So what we're gonna do is just throw a little bend into the last note. And this really makes it more a little bit more probably what you're used to hearing. For example, in like Freebird, for example. It's that style of lick. And what we're going to be doing here is playing the same first 3 notes, but instead of just playing the D, we're going to go ahead and try and bend it up. Right? Now, as you go faster, let's be real about the fact that you're probably not going to get a full step bend out of that. But when you play it slowly, really challenge yourself to get right to the pitch. Okay, so we've kind of modified the lick now. Not really, we haven't changed any of the notes. All we've done is, believe it or not, this is really kind of a rhythmic change where we've just added a bend in at one point. But what really makes it cool is when we start to kind of tripletify That's a new word I just made up. We're going to tripletify the first three notes. Okay, so if you think of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, on the 1, you're going to play the first three notes, and on the and, you're going to do the bend. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Which sounds very different from you see there's a different kind of push and pull with that. Okay, so that's an easy way. There's no different fingering movement, right? Once you've learned how to move your fingers in this fashion, once you've figured out how to do the pull off, once you've figured out how to add in the bend, once you've done all that stuff, we're not adding any new fingering movements. We're not making anything more complicated, less complicated. It's not really changing. The only thing we're doing is moving when we play stuff, and you get a very different sound by doing that. And I hope you can see that. So the last way that we might want to modify this and really kind of play with it is reverse it. Okay, and so admittedly, maybe you might see this as different, but what I'm doing is I'm playing the bend first, and then the triplet. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now, what can be challenging about that too, from a technique standpoint, you might be tempted to bar the 5th fret on the top 2 strings. But you may be able to hear that will get a little messy. You might get some extra bouncing and some extra ringing notes. If you can kind of Albert King this and rock your finger, see how my first finger is going to kind of rock. So there it's kind of leaning back, and then here it's going to move a little bit forward. Back, forward. And then if you add in something like, groups of 3, I think the beginning of the Flying High Again solo by Randy Rhoads, it's basically that lick with a group of 3 after it, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a long time since I played that. But I used to know just about every solo we ever recorded. So anyhow, I hope that kind of gives you some insight. Like I said, it's a way to take a very simple pattern. It's just 4 notes, right? It's not a complicated thing. First of all, by repeating it, we get some cool stuff out of it. Second, by manipulating the beat a little bit, adding in a bend, turning it around backwards, we've turned it into a total of 4 ideas instead of just the 1 idea, without adding any new fingering. We haven't had to, learn any new patterns. We haven't had to learn any new fingerings. There's nothing like that. We've taken that 1 idea and just kind of molded it and shaped it just by having some fun with it. Okay, so that's going to do it for me today. I hope you dug the lesson. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the Blues Guitar Unleashed channel so you get notified when I go live or when I post new videos. I usually get at least 1 or 2 things up every week. If you're watching me on the Facebook, please like the Blues Guitar Unleashed page. I will do a tab. I will have a PDF of the tab for the 4 licks. What I do is after I do these lessons, I usually post them on my blog. So once I get it posted up and everything, I will leave in the comments below this video, either in the comments or in the description around or near this video, a URL to my blog once it's posted up there, and you can download the PDF if you want to have the tab of all those different licks. there you go. Last thing, if you've been asking about the new Griff Hamlin and the Single Barrel Blues Band album, it's called I'll Drink to That. It's going to be out on Friday. If you are an iTunes user, you can get it there. If you're on Amazon, Google Play, whatever, it's going to be available there. I'll have more information as we get closer, but it is coming. It's very exciting. I'll have, if you follow us on Facebook, we've been posting up some preview stuff about it. And you can look on YouTube. If you search for Griff Hamlin and the Single Barrel Blues Band, you'll find the channel. There's a video there now already that you can check out with one of the songs from the album, and some great kind of behind the scenes photos in the video. So it's kind of fun. Hope you check that out. And I think that's going to do it for me today. So y'all take care, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.